What's going on? So, you may notice that we're in a bit of a different area. It's because we're in the place for Tower of Zenith. So, because the practice place for Rank 6 isn't out. Anyway, this is going to be like an extremely long one, so strap in, but I'm assuming you're just using this to skip to a certain part. But anyway, I guess let's just begin. Tower of Zenith by treeknighter. Definitely my favorite tower in the game right now, so without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, so the first thing, you spawn here, and this tower gets more complicated over time, but I'm only going to talk about stuff that's in the moment so I don't sound like a yapper. Let's begin. So, you dance through here, right onto this little pole, and then come up here, and once you get up here, you're safe from that time section. Long jump over to here, hit this button, and then come over here, and then into here. Now, if you touch the kill brick, or just any kill brick in this room, you're going to have to press this button again, because it'll block that off, which is where we're trying to get to. So conveyor onto this little thin stud. Which you're going to notice that's the main gimmick of this tower, is button deactivators. So anyways, just launch up into here. And then just slowly, avoid the kill bricks that's going down, then wrap around onto this side. And then it'll boost you up here. Alright. Come into here. Push this out of the way. Push this button and carefully land on this quarter stud right here. Onto these X pushers, come to this one down here. Jump to this one. And then just kind of go on like the conveyor part, like at the edge, so you land on this little tin stud. And then just jump over to these tin studs on the wall, and then to climb up. Now you're gonna need to hit this kill brick and then land on one of these tin studs right here. And then just walk down into this little gap. And so you're gonna be coming back to this area a lot, just so you know. So yeah, this is like the main crossing area of the tower. So I'd recommend just kind of hitting it like this and then going back, like holding W and D, so you don't fall into the kill brick. If you do fall into the kill brick here, you can do a bit of a recovery, but only for the first one, because like for example, if you had that door unlocked and you hit the kill bricks, it'd lock it again, so you'd be cooked. You couldn't do the save, but so you can only do it for this first part. Anyways, come up here. Easy wraparounds, simple gameplay, tightrope. Most of the tower's difficulty is going to come from puzzles, and just so yeah, keep that in mind. Jump up here. These are conveyors. Basically, if you fall into this little kill brick, it'll buff this next part. So try your best not to fall into it. But I mean, it turns this into a 1x7 and turns these into like 12 studs. But yeah, still not that hard. If you're good at those. Go on to this part, which doesn't have the wire, and then it'll pull this expressor out and just jump into here. Now, all you need to do is jump down. Once you reach this little line, jump onto the expressor, and then just kind of do wraparounds whenever it boosts you up. Align on this little thin stud, and then, yeah, you should just be able to do that. Just don't hold W, you only need to tap it into the conveyor. This version might be a little different than in-game, so just keep that in mind. But it's still like the same, so you shouldn't worry about anything. Anyway, it's just some more simple gameplay up in here. That kill brick doesn't do anything. You're safe if you fall here. Kind of just, tap that with your arm as you fall so you can make it. It's like a 0.75 seconds, a lot of time, but just do that. And then across the substance stud, onto this conveyor. And basically whenever there's arrows, like one arrow, and then it's just like the same part, it just goes the same way, so. It only switches directions when there's another arrow, basically. Come into here. And you just need to head over there, so jump on the spinner off onto this quarter stud, and go to this button. And then you can just ride the spinner over here. Avoid these kill bricks at all costs, or just have to do that spinner part again, that we literally just did. And push the X pusher and then jump, and then push this X pusher over to here. Careful on this quarter, no, the studs, half studs, whatever. Ladder jump there. Easy wraparounds. Do a little bit of a high jump here. You don't need to go all the way up. You need to go to like the third to last one. It's not strict if you just do that, like right here. For this part, just align like on this stud right here, and then just hold D, and once you get to the truss, just grab it. And once you get this button right here, you're safe. Basically, this entire section, once you complete it once, you're gonna have to do it over GBJ, which is what the sign is saying, basically. It's easy though, so don't worry. It's nothing crazy. Make sure to line up for that gap though. It's pretty tight. For this, just jump whenever it comes towards you, wrap around it, whatever. And then you just got a conveyor. Yeah, come over here. This is button, and now you have to do it with the GBJ or falling. The GBJ is right there, but yeah. Now come up here. So if you're a maniac, you can do this tightrope legit, but here's a little intended skip. You can just do a little bit of a ledge grab here. Saves a lot of time, because if you fall, you're cooked. You're gonna get trapped by the button deactivator. Just do the skip. For this, just jump it here. This is a bit of a long jump, so set it up carefully. Over here, middle of this tightrope. And then here, so this part is also netted, so you're safe if you're here for now. These conveyors are pretty easy. If you ever played Tower of Inception, they shouldn't be too hard, but yeah, they're definitely harder than Tower of Inception ones a bit. Yeah, just as soon as try to switch your keys as soon as the conveyor switches patterns. Don't mind this timer. This is an easy section. Use your alignment keys or whatever. It's just a wall hop gauntlet. It's nothing crazy because you get trusses every like few wall hops, so probably will be fine if you're, even just decent at wall hops. Because this is literally the only section that the timer's for. So yeah, once you get out here, you're good. Alright. Come into these conveyors, and welcome to the first brain section. Basically, whenever you see a brain, you're going to need to use your brain. So, first one, all you need to do, hit that button. And then right as you hit the kill brick, jump so you don't hit it. And spawn this push box. I don't know if this is the intended way to do it, but this is how I do it. As soon as it gets in front of you, dance clip in and just shove it into the button. And here we go. We got a bit of an interesting part right here. So, yeah, I'll explain all you need to do. So first, just come over here. Don't get soft locked in here. This kill brick basically resets this button so you can do a wall hop up here. I love the way button deactivators are used in this tower. It's thick. Anyways, do some jumps up here. Once you get this button, do this white gameplay, but do not fall and touch the spinner. All you need to do is avoid that spinner because it'll, deactivate the white truss and you'll be soft locked. So just avoid that spinner at all costs. Still avoid it. Touch this, which will get rid of the white button, which do have the orange button. Basically, what that does, come over here. Now this white thing is, unblocked, so you can go past. Dance clip onto this little pole and onto this conveyor. Got another one of these X descending thingies, so pretty easy, nothing to dodge. Jump onto here, down here. And I kind of like to just shove myself into there because that's just more comfortable. And then permanent buttons, basically, they don't affect, no kill brick affects them, so you're basically safe whenever you get a permanent button from kill bricks. That pink button, you still can't touch any kill bricks because it's used for getting up to this. Alright. Avoid that tie rope and then go on it to get across into here. Now just kind of walk down and then sideways onto the stud. And then jump in the middle. I'd just land on the button so you don't get ragdoll. Just land directly in the middle. And you get the floor 5 pass. So come down here, and usually the ball will be rolled away, but it conveniently rolled back, so you'll just have to spawn it again and come this way. I recommend spam jumping on it. It's way easier. Just hold jump. It's way easier to control the ball when you do this because it gets actually pretty tricky later. So all you need to do, just roll it past this, do a quick wall hop, and then once it comes out, head to this truss, and you don't need to worry about the ball after that until a while later. Just carefully look under these so you can see where to go, and then jump into here. And we got a bit of a long way up, so strap in. Alright, so this part starts off with some quarter studs. Take these slow, or else, you know, I think you can tell what's gonna happen. Jump up to the second one, not the first one like I did. It's way easier to do it that way. And then get into here. I kind of like to be on shift locked on like the last stud, and just kind of like W and D jump over here. Careful on these thin studs. Conveyor, it all moves the same direction. Once you get on this part, you're safe, and then just do. This jump's pretty long, so don't underestimate it. For this, yeah, probably just align, you know, under again. It's pretty tricky, but only this jump is. Once you're done with that, you can just jump down to this pole. And don't fall into the kill brick or else you're gonna get soft locked. Like so. Just align for this first part of the tightrope, and then once you get the button, you're gonna need to do sort of a zigzag pattern, so it's still pretty easy though, so you don't need to worry. And then come over here. And then do some more long jumps. And come and hit this button in the middle, because all the other ones just soft lock you. And then jump down to this part, and all you need to do is just dance clip down here. So just wall hop up here. You can either do this like ridiculously hard skip, because that's like I don't even know what size stud that is if you go up that ladder, but I just figure on the wall hop. So for this, all you need to do is pretty simple. This entire tower is just figuring out the puzzles. That's kind of what the difficulty comes from, which is why it's inspired off of overthinking life choices. So the box basically can't touch the neon of its color, so if it touches the yellow, it's going to get deleted. Now if it touches the blue, it's going to get deleted. So just avoid its respective color. Now push it into the kill brick, and then push it into the button from this side, because, you know, if you try to go into the kill brick, when you push the push box from the other side, you won't be able to get it past, because this button will not be unlocked. It'll just lock it again. So yeah. Anyways, timer jump from the spinner onto the center stud carefully. And this jump's pretty long. I just like to, yeah, just jump like that. I'm pretty sure your character could fall here, so don't do that. It's kind of hard. Touch the kill brick again, and now you can do some gameplay here. Come over here. Dance slip into here. Now this part, don't touch any kill bricks, so we're gonna get soft locked again, so carefully come over here. And now welcome back to this part. Strange, huh? All you need to do is just come over here. Yeah, don't touch the kill bricks, because you're gonna get sent. You're just gonna do this, the first part of this. Like, you're gonna have to do all that again since you got here, so yeah. Don't touch this wall right here, because there's a kill brick behind it. So just avoid that wall. That happened to me like the first time I played this, so yeah. And just do the same gunplay up here. And then onto that new ladder, and then carefully onto these. And that's a pretty long jump, so don't underestimate it. And then once you get up here, you're almost at floor 7. And it may seem like the tower's not that long, but trust me, the last floors, floor 7 and 8 carry this tower hard, so you better be ready. Alright. Jump into that gap. Now come here. And I like to just, like, you can either just, like, push it, like, you know, jump and then push it. But I like to just kind of tap my head on it so I don't risk, like, you know, getting slid off. And eventually it'll come your way, but just to speed it up, I'm going to push it. And then once you get on it, yeah, you can just kind of push it to this ladder. Just have this jump's possible. And then probably about now is good. Welcome to floor 7. Okay, yeah, carefully, you know, spam jump into here. Alright, this first part of floor 7 is extremely loot faily. All you need to do, basically, every time you fall into the kill bricks, all your progress is reset in here, and you have to painfully slowly walk back, because it's just a really slow speed booster for some reason. But yeah, I suggest not falling in the middle, because you might die to that spinner, because, you know, it's going to take a while to get out of there with slow speed, isn't it? Anyways, this thing is annoying. You just need to hit the button while rotating it. And then come over here. Jump on these conveyors. They're pretty easy. You don't need to worry. As long as you can see where they're pointing. Do a little bit of like a camera control jump through these. And doing all these wraps in a row is super difficult, so just do the intended high jump right after the first one. And then come over here again. Now sometimes If this hanging platform is on the other side, you're gonna have to like precise jump through a little gap, but just try to make sure it doesn't end up being like that. Anyways, once you have the green button, just tilt it over there and you can get on top of this. Jump up to this. I like to just hide them up here because this conveyor is annoying. And go through this little hole and then kind of just jump onto this thin stud off that X pusher. And by the way, I forgot to mention you can only use that X pusher because you know it's the only one that points towards a hole. A little bit of a long jump, then just jump over here. I wouldn't recommend touching all the kill bricks. I don't know what all of them do, but I assume they're not great. So just try to avoid all the kill bricks in this tower. Anyways, get the speed thing. You've probably seen it in Tower of Deception. Yeah, it's pretty easy though. And then you just have some barriers over here. Carefully, go forwards onto those thin studs. Now for this part, just go to like the second bump on the tightrope, and then jump to this little thin stud. Then here, jump here, and then, or you can just go here actually, yeah. And then, oh yeah, don't just the kill bricks here, just kind of jump in the middle. This is a conveyor. Kind of just jump off like here. And you can obviously hover there for a bit, but it's pretty easy. I don't know what happens if you fail these wall hops, but I wouldn't recommend failing them. So yeah, try your best not to fail them. Because I don't know what happens if you do. I don't know if you get back up, so. But once you get those buttons, you're safe though, so you don't need to worry about falling again. Don't worry about touching this kill brick. It's last jump's impossible, so you kind of have to. Wrap around these walls. Careful though. Take your time. The spinner isn't going to do that much damage, and you're only going to be in this part for a second. So scary thin stud jumps. Walk down to this part, and then just take that pusher into here. And welcome to a fun puzzle. So. Yeah, this section is pretty techy, but it's pretty easy if you know what to do, which I'm going to be telling you. So basically, you need to align these parts so that you can make the jumps over to this little platform. So just make sure you can make all these jumps, I think about right there should be good. So just kind of try to test it out and see if you can make that jump. Yeah, that seems pretty doable. So yeah, once you have that, you can go ahead and just get the button up here. And then obviously it's going to be kill brick over it, so you have to do them, without the buttons. And you can just make your way up to this part. The jump to this expert is actually kind of long, so be careful. Yeah, make sure to stand on these neon parts at all times, because you don't want to sink on the expert. You'll get stuck down there because of your weight. Like, you're not gonna be able to get back up. So cycle through these. Next one, and once you get here, you can kind of just jump to here. Jump on this side because you're safe over here if you fall. Just have to redo the box thing again. And then come over here. Okay, I'm pretty sure this part is a GBJ because you don't have those activated yet. But once you get past this part, you get a permanent button. So be very careful on these spinners. Just jump, kind of early. Especially this timing. This timing's pretty scary, but it's not that hard. Now all you do, get this permanent button. Now you're safe to fall down and come up here. Grab the speed boost. And all you need to do is just some tough wall hop gameplay. I mean, it's not that tough, but yeah. Hit the two buttons again because they activate these little parts right here. And then just press both these buttons. So basically what you need to do, or this is what I do, kind of push like the corner of the box into the color changing thing so that it doesn't fall off into that little ditch. So try your best to align it, and then it should get the color like that. And then obviously, don't touch the yellow. Don't need to worry about the red part. Whatever color, maroon, whatever. And then, avoid the yellow. And then all you need to do is just push it to the edge of this. And then this ice pusher should arrive. So yeah, just push it all the way here. And then you can go ahead and stand on top of it onto this purple part. And if you touch the kill bricks, you're going to need to press the purple button again. You don't need to reset the push box. This part, you need to be extremely careful because if you touch the kill brick in here, you're soft locked. You cannot fall on here, so it's pretty easy. It's just kind of stressful, so yeah. So first of all, do these jumps. They're not too hard. Just take it slow. Now this spawns a push box, but you're gonna need to push all the way, over to that to perform a dance flip. But so I'll show you what you need to do. So first, take this X pusher, line it up with this one right here. Just make sure it's lined up good because it can get pushed out of the way. Like even that should be good enough. Just push it slowly so it doesn't get, too misaligned. again, just that should be good. And yeah, take your time, because if you fall into the kill brick once, it's over. So yeah, take your time with these X-pushers. That should be good. And I guess you could technically just jump over here, but I don't really like to do that. I just like to do a long jump here. It's kind of long though, be careful. And then just push this into the wall all the way, and then you're basically done. All you need to do is just push it, you know, in between this so you can dance clip. Don't push it all the way under, obviously, like this. And then, yeah, just get up here and do these thin stud jumps, and you can skip the last one because that's evil. Alright, now there's a conveyor. Just jump down here. Come in here. Yeah, climb down this ladder carefully and just kind of go, just turn sideways into this gap. And jump up to here, down here, and do an easy wrap. Careful with the speed section, it's easy to overshoot, so kind of just like tap your keys as you go and you should be good. So I do like double taps during those jumps. And just avoid, it's fine if you touch the skill brick. And this is like safe area, so you don't need to worry about anything. Yeah, these jumps are pretty butt, so you can kind of just skip up here if you don't want to do all that. And just skip all those jumps. Bear. Both these go the same way. So once you get here, it's kind of easy to die, so be careful. And I'll just kind of go sideways onto these. Calculate it well, and then go over to this platform, and then up to here. Okay, this is pretty unique. So you gotta put the X-pusher in front of the shover, and once the shover comes, it should make it stick, and then you can do a ladder flick up here. Do a tight jump over here, and then one over here. Press this button, and welcome back. Seems familiar, right? That's because it is. Alright, again, don't touch the skill brick floor, or you will be soft locked. Don't know how many times I'm gonna have to say that, but yeah, probably a lot. Alright, this part is kind of stressful. Just kind of jump on this ball, and as soon as you're ready to go, just quickly run over the ball and then just jump preemptively, because, you know, it's a strict timing. And get out of the way of the ball. The shover will push over to here, and just all you need to do is just roll it over to here and get on this truss. Go pretty high up on this truss, and, you know, if you fail this, you can just kind of run back to that part if you're scared of falling. These first two are conveyors, so the last one isn't. And then you got some easy stud jumps. Don't underestimate this jump on the ladder. Now go into the corner. Make sure you have the high FPS truss sticks on, or else you'll probably just fall off. Get high FPS, obviously. So go into the corner of this. I don't go too high. Jump into the skill brick, so it deactivates that button. And now you come up here. So welcome to the last part of floor 7. Yeah, this floor's long, but it's not even that hard. It's just mostly like mechanical. So simple jumps. Although I know these are way more stressful in game. This entire floor is just stress test in game. Just follow me though, and you'll be good. On this X pusher, and come to this part. And here. And onto this tightrope. So be careful here. Yeah, because that can happen. But just, yeah, take it slow. Onto this start. And then over here specifically. Go up here, angle out, obviously, so you don't hit your head. And just don't try not to die from the kill brick wall, because the next part you're gonna need some health. All right, yeah, this is literally the last part of floor 7, so you're literally at the home stretch. Take this conveyor over here, or X-pusher. Carefully jump onto the sin stud, and then some simple wraparounds. Nothing hard. Careful time on the spinner. Yeah, careful. You're safe from this part of the X-pusher. Just wait for it to come down and then push it. Now avoid the spinner. And then all you got is one simple thin stud, and welcome to floor 8. Yeah, if that floor was long, it's not going to get any better, I'm sorry. You can skip this tightrope, just come into here. This floor is definitely shorter, but not by a lot. Like I said, floor 7 and 8 carry this tower, so strap in. But you made it past the hardest part, so just dance clip into this gap to get started with the floor. And I'd recommend doing this one first, just because it's a wall hop. And, you know, avoid all the cubers because they'll just deactivate your buttons. You don't want that to happen, so avoid the cubic up here. Jump over here. Go into here, press this button, and once you get both buttons, careful not to fall into the pit. And then, jump past this pink wall. so you don't get like stuck over there. Careful under here. This tightrope kind of pushes you this way, so yeah, just kind of timer jumps. And now you can use this wall as a ladder, which is nice. For this part, I like to just not even climb down at all. I just use like downward momentum, but literally just tap W in space. Like, don't move at all because it's really easy to overshoot. Jump up to here. And then you got some thins to spam. I guess just, you know, support for TOI, I guess. I don't know. This section is tricky. I've failed it twice. It is a GBJ, but it's not even that hard. I mean, once I failed it because my dad came in. The other time I just accidentally pressed random keys. So both these tight ropes basically shoot you backwards. So align for this first one, and then get pretty far on this tight rope so that you can jump over this part. This is the tricky part, though. You have to jump on this tight rope and then quickly align so that you are able to just, you know, jump without having to see it. And it's easy to die here, so yeah, make sure you're pretty far before you jump onto this platform. All you need to do now, just kind of jump up onto this thin stud, and then this jump's kind of high. You could probably skip this jump. Yeah, you can, so you don't need to worry about that, but you can just do it anyway. Alright, so basically, the easiest way to do this, as soon as the expression reaches about this height, just walk down and come back up onto it. You know, make sure you can come back up. So basically, falling down here is a soft lock because, you know, if the S-pusher goes back up, you can't go up, and if you're standing on it from the bottom, well, you know, it's over. So don't let the S-pusher go back up. That's a long jump, by the way, so set that up well, even though it's on a thin stud. These will deactivate the button, so you're going to need to go get it again. Again, once it reaches about that part, just do not jump, just run. Let it go up a little bit, jump up in the ear, and then go up again. Yeah, hopefully it's not that complicated for you, because, I mean, it was for me when I was trying to play through this. Alright, this speed section is not that hard. You don't get too much speed, so it's easy to control. Just still be careful. You know, go angular, diagonal on these thin studs. Long jump over to here and down here. Carefully onto these thin studs. And once you get this button, come back. You know, careful. Just come back into here and jump up here. And again, don't touch the kill brick floor. You'll be soft locked. I'm pretty sure. I haven't fallen here, but I just, you know, obviously don't. And then come over here, and all you need to do is just jump down to this part right here and jump into here. Now here's the next brain section. I mean, it's honestly really easy because basically what it's saying is these parts are connected to these parts on the wall, so you need to figure out which one is can't collide true. So obviously this part and this part, so that means you jump on this part and this stud right here. So yeah, it's simple. I mean, because you have a guide, but yeah. For this, I would time it as soon as the shover goes, because you have to jump back, so like now. But obviously don't go too early or you will be screwed. So yeah, don't fall into here, GBJ, like always. This part is pretty stressful, but don't worry, it's not that hard. Timer jump onto this X pusher and just use the shover to get up here to these studs. Jump down here. Hit this button, carefully on the thin stud. And you know, pass the shover again. And then carefully head across this part. So you're going to need to spawn this push box by going over here. And yeah, so the way to do this, you cannot touch that by yourself because it'll, you know, soft lock you. So push the push box to about like right here, and then, you know, avoid that at all costs. Pull it through so that it can reach the color changer without you having to push it through. And then you're going to take the box, put it over here, push it over here, and then make sure the X pusher centered here, and just push it onto the X pusher. Make sure you have some room at the back to push it. And you just want to kind of head over here, push it to this button. Careful though, it can slide you off. After that, just come over here. I'm pretty sure this jump's nerfed in game, but it's really long, so be careful. You know, be careful, it's safety net. Anyways, this is a timed tightrope. You can't line, so just use your instinct. It's still pretty simple. Once you make it over here, you're actually pretty far if you make it over here. Like, you're far, so like I consider this like a pretty far point. So this is basically inspired off of the Tower of Deception floor 1 speedrun. It's a bit more lenient though, if you just take the skips, so, you know, press it like very, delayed or whatever. And then quickly follow my lead. I'll show you all the skips you need to take. So yeah. You can watch this section over and over again to memorize it if you need to, but yeah. Just take all the skips you can, but don't be too risky. Come down here. This way. And once you make it past this red wall, you're good. Just got some simple conveyors, obviously. Don't take it for granted. Don't underestimate it. Whatever. I just be saying the random crap. Alright, so this unlocks the 4-8 crossing down there, so just fall down here. And welcome back to 4-1. Yeah, so avoid the spinner at all costs, or your run is over, just saying. Not to make it sound intimidating, but just, yeah, you cannot touch that thing. So yeah. Avoid it above anything else. And then carefully make sure it doesn't hit you. Jump in this gap quickly so it doesn't hurt you. And then you just have to redo this part again. And then over here. So you're going to add this button again so that I can activate that ladder. And then come over here. I'd prefer jumping straight to it. I don't think jumping on the corner is worth it. While hop up here, don't touch the secure brick, you'll be cooked. And you got a little stud for safety. And then you go in here and press the 4-5 crossing. Same thing again, jump to here. And like in this case, you're going to respawn the ball, so just do this thing I told you at the beginning. You're going to want to go past the 4-5 and go to the 4-8 crossing. And as I said before, always spam jump on the ball because it's way easier to control it that way. To come over here, this part, yeah, you're going to need to do a lot of kill brick dodging, but just take your time. So, again, slide the ball under. So you can change the color, and then slide the ball under again. This allows you to get past the yellow wall because the ball was initially yellow. Now it's purple. As soon as the spinner goes, you're going to want to get to this side because it's a pretty big spinner. So get to the side, and you should be safe. But yeah. Put your effort to avoid kill bricks above everything because they basically determine your run. I would push the ball pretty slowly just so you have time to do these jumps because they're pretty tight. And then you can just wait for the ball to come. And yeah, try not to touch your arms or anything. Just try not to let any of your hitboxes touch the kill bricks. So once you get over here, congratulations, you are almost floor 9. Just got a bit more to go. And just to let you know, floors 9 to 10 are pretty short, so yeah, that's good for you. This is like a 12-stud jump. Do not underestimate it. And then jump up here, climb this ladder, and then you gotta do some thin studs. Careful. Back to the speedrun part. You don't gotta do it again though. Jump to this ladder, and then jump to this stud, and then you can just jump on this stud sideways. And come in here, so yeah, you're back here, but or not back here yet, sorry. This section is fine if you touch the kill brick. It's like, I think treeknighter decided to be lenient, because like this section is pretty difficult. So it's fine if you touch the kill brick. You can just skip it entirely if you want, but I recommend just doing it legit, because I don't trust anything in tower dollars. Never trust anything. This is nerfed in-game. So yeah, but the green button will still be activated even if you touch the kill brick, so it's fine. As soon as the shover, reaches the wall, you just jump. Because it's a pretty awkward timing. Carefully jump on these, and then just go up this truss. Congratulations, you have officially reached floor 9 after you reach the top of this truss. Alright, floor 9. This floor is a lot shorter than the last 2 you just did, but it is also not much easier. So it's the home stretch basically. So lock in as hard as you can. Alright, put this X pusher into the shover, make sure it gets stuck, and then do a little bit of a jump over here. And you got some wraparounds, easy. Jump over to here. Don't jump to that, it's trying to bait you. It's impossible. Jump over to here, and then carefully onto this thin stud. Now this part is a little awkward. You're going to want to jump as soon as it shoves it your way, but I would recommend learning the timing because reacting to this can be a little hard. So like I'd say about now, yeah, whatever's comfortable. But if you have good reaction time, then you can just brute force it. Also, if it wasn't obvious, this is a GBJ, but there is a crazy escape I can show you. Anyways, I would just test like the time you get to hover, and then just complete these. Do not rush these because I failed the last one right here by rushing. So yeah, but I might as well show you that save because I failed here, And this save's kind of RNG, but you gotta do a clip out and then start wall hopping down to this button. And yeah, it's fine if you touch the kill brick. It just sets you back there, but hey, it's way better than going back to the start of the tower. Anyways, carefully wrap into these because they're like 1.5 gaps, and yeah, careful about dropping down to these explosives because you can easily just walk off of them. You can just take your time here and then go into ghost mode probably. Again, take your time. Don't be intimidated by this sign. This part's really easy. Just don't press the green button. You know, get to the edge. Don't press it until you're in between these parts, or yeah, you will get soft locked like it says. And now just come up here and jump to here. And you're gonna want to touch this kill brick and then drop down here. Express over to here, and don't mind the laughing skull. Walk down onto this part. This is literally the home stretch of the tower. You're almost there. Alright, onto this expressor. Try not to get hit by that part. You're sending you to over here. Just like floor 1, into the gap. Then the studs of the tower. So please take your time to align these. Please take your time. Because they are very evil. Alright. And then again, forwards onto these because they're half studs. And once you make it appear, congratulations, you have reached the Zenith, floor 10. If you're shaking your boots off, I would try to calm down at this point because it's not over quite yet. There's still a little bit more to go, but it's super easy, so you shouldn't have to worry. So first of all, you're gonna have to push this little thing sideways. It might be scary, but trust me, you will not get slid off as long as you're in the middle. You'll be fine. And once you start to see the light, you can just jump to the exposure and carefully jump over to this part because it doesn't have an end. And welcome to the literal last part of the tower that you can possibly fail. So just like TOLC where there's a timed shover and a spinner on floor 9 inside, yep, he added it as well, but there's no spinner. So this part is super easy. Just every single time it's about to shove, just jump to the next part, and you can even do 2 in between it. It's super easy. Obviously with nerves it's gonna be hard at the time, but yeah, not hard at all. Just take your time, you will be fine. I promise. And then you got this cool pixel art, and then you got literal the final jumps to the tower, okay? Please take your time to align these, like, please. Like, if you fail here, that'd be the worst fail in the game. That's like, dude. Once you make it here, all you gotta do, take the person inside, and congratulations, you have officially beaten the Tower of Zenith. The entire rest of the floor 10 inside is safe, just like overthinking life choices, so yeah. And it even uses the stuff from it, too. The weird outlines. So yeah, congratulations. You are completely safe. Don't need to worry about anything. No more soft locks, no more button deactivators, no more crap. It is over. Just do the remaining puzzles and you'll be good. But yeah, I might as well take some time to talk about this tower. So yeah, I'll get your expressor stuck here and then press that button. But yeah, this tower, man, it is easily my favorite tower. Like, in this entire game. It used to be Layering Torment, so sorry, Earthen, but dude, this is just so creative. Because every single corridor you turn is just a new mechanic, and I love it. Like, I just love how it takes, like, clown objects that nobody really uses, like, crazy, and then it just makes them insane. Like, I'm a sucker for, like, routing in towers, which is why I loved Layering Torment. Also for this, you just gotta kind of push it, and then jump up to here. Yeah, I'm a sucker for, like, atmosphere, because Layering Torment, dude, going through those giant floors was so cool, dude. Like, it's just so atmospheric, I don't know. It's just something about it. And this tower, it just kind of takes that and just makes it even better. I feel like this is just like an upgraded version of Layering Torment in a way. It's just like so good, man. Like, sorry for the glaze, but treeknighter is just seriously, bro. I think this is their best tower. Like, I mean, I haven't seen all the towers, but right now this is easily my favorite classic tower. Anyways, it should not be hard if you've just been following my movement. I mean, yeah, it's all safe, so I don't really need to explain anything. You've already gone past the most complicated puzzles, but yeah, don't just kill brick floor here once you get that button. I said wrap around, and welcome to the final puzzle, which gets cool, brain. It's easy. So just press this button, then you can press this, then this, and then press the green button, then press this again, then this, then press the blue button, and then you can go ahead and press this, and then press this, and you're done. There's a quick way to do that, but, if you just follow that, then you'll be good. I just realized I got it wrong. Okay, well, great. There we go. There it is. And, yeah, either way, you don't really need a guide for this. Just do a bunch of, like, button mashing, just press whatever buttons. You can probably figure it out yourself. It's not hard. But, yeah, that is the Tower of Zenith. Genuinely such an amazing tower. I just really wanted to get this guide out, like, fast because, you know, this tower badly needs a guide. Like, dude, oh, it took so long to all jump because the puzzles confused me so bad, but yeah. Anyways, that is the Tower of Zenith. Hopefully this guide helped you, and I'll see you in whatever the next video is going to be. I don't really know, but, you know, maybe it'll be Hellfire and Brimstone. Perhaps, maybe, if I get to that, but yeah. See y'all in the next guide, or, you know, whatever video. I don't know, this channel is kind of random, but yeah. Alright, see